now, coming on to the young entrepreneurs we have among our panelists, first, I would want all of them to share their success story that in such a short span, how have they achieved success and what were their hurdles, what kind of hurdles did they face and how did they overcome them. So it'll be a good knowledge class for all our audience. So over to you, Abhiraj. He's from Urban Clubs. How did they actually got the idea and how was it executed and the challenges you faced?
Thanks a lot. Hello everyone, my name is Abhiraj. I run a company called Urban Club. I don't know how many of you have heard of it, but we are building a services marketplace or an online platform to hire any service that you might want. It could be something as basic as a plumber, electrician, or a carpenter, or something as complicated as a wedding photographer, interior designer, a yoga teacher. Basically, any service that you want, you can download our app or go to our website www.urbanclub.com and you can hire that service end to end. And we started this company about a year back with the vision of transforming how services are hired. Because we felt that while internet and e-commerce had done a lot for products and for travel, services were still being hired in the age-old sort of 90s fashion where you would look at a online directory or a yellow pages book or ask a friend and get some references for a plumber or a wedding photographer and basically do all the legwork of haggling the price, figuring out who's trusted, who's in your locality. And we felt that an online platform that can do all of that for you would be a very, very interesting proposition for people. So when we started, and we started last year in August, September, we didn't really think much. We just felt that this was a big enough problem to solve, and there were three of us, and we just got started. Uh, since then, we have grown a lot, pretty much organically, because this was a very, very real need that customers were facing. So in a short span of 1 year, now we are in 5 cities, serving almost 3,000 to 3,500 customer orders every day. We have almost 20,000 service professionals on our platform and a team of 270 people who work full time for our company. Uh, I think the biggest challenge, at least in the early days, was trying to create, basically trying to get both sides of the marketplace going. So, because we're a marketplace, you need both sellers and customers. Customers are not going to come to you if you don't have sellers. And the flip side is that sellers are not going to come to you because you don't have any customers. So how do you kind of solve that? And as I keep telling my team, I think all along the way, including today, we have done all kinds of things that don't scale to get both sides of the marketplace going. So in the early days, Varun and I, we were co-founders. We would sit outside, offices of our sellers for 6 hours at a stretch just to get that one meeting. And literally, we didn't have any money for marketing. So the only way we knew of getting customers was to sort of go out there. And I think every single mall, every single market of Delhi, I would have visited and literally caught people and told them what we are making and got them to use the website and place a request. So I think if all of you are young, I'm young, we all have a long way to go. If I can leave with sort of one learning that I have of building a business in India, then I think forget about scalability and when we'll have like 1 lakh customers or when we'll be present in 20 cities, how will it look? Today you have to solve for your business for today, and the problem of today is survival. So you have to do everything that may not scale to keep your business going. That is my only learning. And at different levels of your business, when we were serving 5 customers a day, our survival problems were different. Today we are serving 3,000 customers a day, our survival challenges are different. And tomorrow when we'll serve 3 lakh customers a day and we'll get there, our survival challenges will be different. But I'm not worried about solving for 3 lakh customers today. Today I'm getting 3,000 customers on the platform, and the thing that I'm worried about the most, which keeps me awake at night, is how do I give these people a great experience. And when it was 5, that was the only thing I was worried about. So don't worry about scale. Do things that don't scale at all points of the journey.
Thanks, Abhiraj. So it means that numbers scalability is important, but initially you should focus on the quality or especially in services business, the client relationship. So now moving on to Kanika Tekriwal, who's the founder of JetSetGo. As Abhiraj told that they have a marketplace for masses. Kanika, it's a marketplace for all the luxury consumers and premium consumers. So over to you, Kanika.
Thanks, Benny, for the lovely introduction. Yeah, I'm Kanika. We basically run a marketplace for private jets and helicopters. So we fly, India's top 1% from places which have no commercial connectivity, from places where you probably have a population of 100, 200 people to metros, etc. JetSetGo started when a customer suggested to me that, we're spending as much as 10 to 12 lakhs to get from Nanded to Bombay, but there's no real satisfaction in spending that kind of money because the whole process of booking a plane is really complicated and it's there's no reliability, there is no safety, there's no trust factor involved. So the customer would always come back, the same customer would always tell us, why is it that I'm spending so much money but booking a commercial airline ticket is way cheaper? And we said, okay, let's see what we can do about it. So I pretty much started JetSetGo on a whim, and when I heard feedback like this from various customers, and all we tried to do was we tried to create an organized marketplace for all private jet operators in India as step one. Surprisingly, the kind of response we got was quite phenomenal. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is today. Everyone told me, like Abhiraj pointed out, don't look at scalability, etc. A lot of people told me this business is for a very few people, you're catering to a very niche society, where's the scalability? Where is the growth that you're seeing? Do you see yourself, being a $5 billion company in 5 years? And I would always say, look, as long as I'm solving a real problem and giving my customers more than what they want, I don't see why we won't be successful. And a lot of people in the initial days would obviously think, it's a very, very niche market. You're catering to 700,000 individuals in a country which has a population as large as India. But the largest learning that's come out of it has been that, irrespective of the size of your market, if it's a real problem that you're solving and if it's real issues that you're addressing, your product will do well. People will like to use you. Your team matters a lot. You've got to have the right people working for you, the right people support you through the whole process. I'm a very small part of this entire ecosystem. It's my team who does everything, and they've pretty much built the business from bottom up completely. And I think the journey's been really, really good. And the biggest learning has definitely been that deliver what you promise. In fact, over deliver if you can, and you'll always come out successful. Every customer will come back to you. The win is not in closing a first time customer. The win is when you close the same customers 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and so on. That's about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kanika. And now my question is for Isha Singla, who is the founding member and CPO of Jugnu. As they've just, Jugnu is a marketplace for auto rickshaw networks. So I have a question for you that when you started this brand, your providers are auto rickshaws and your consumers is masses.
Yeah.
So how did you help them get access to the technology part? So how did you do that? How did you educate them regarding technology and getting app and get?
So the first few drivers that we got on board Jugno, so we were giving them smartphones as well. So thanks to the Android One phones, you can get a phone for 6,000, and we were cutting some monthly installments from drivers, which is like 17 rupees per day, and they were given trainings how to use a driver app. And obviously it took a lot of time for us in terms of the design of the app so that it's like very intuitive, because some of the drivers might not be actually able to figure out a lot of words that are written in the app. So it's more focusing on the use of colors. So, for example, everything which is blue is the thing that they have to press if everything in the process is going right. If they want to cancel something or want to go back, so those kind of buttons are in gray. So this is like going back to the basics and talking to them, and yeah, the trainings are the things that help. But yeah, so right now, whenever we have like introduced a new feature, the drivers have become so smartphone friendly that they actually come to us and tell us that if you like write this point here, or if the flow also has like another button, then it will make this thing more useful to us. So that ways I think they are much more educated right now. To communicate with us, they are using WhatsApp voice messages. They all have Facebook profiles. They are following Jugnu on Facebook and whatnot. So yeah, I think that ways we have come a long way.
That's great. So, and now to Itisha, who's from Diamond Building Care, as you were just telling that you already have more than 50 franchisees on board. So, how did you manage that, being a marketplace for service providers? I would like you to enlighten the audience with that.
Thanks, Benny. Benny, I'll just take you back to the little history of Diamond Building Care Limited. On a lighter note, we always think about food, shelter, and clothing as a basic necessity for human being. Unfortunately, in this country, what we did was we were looking at the food and the clothing very much, but when it came to our homes, where we go back, those are the sectors which were not taken care of. We were still haggling with those local contractors, we were haggling with the architects, dependent on the people who knew little more than the end consumer. So we understood those gaps. And Diamond Building Care, since it was operating into building industry with its materials, we came out with apply and supply model, and we said today we need to leverage this entire know-how for last 10 years and make franchisees and train them and get them to at the grassroots level, and they become the deliverable points for our consumers. Consumers today need a reliable face when they open the door. Today, each one of you, if you put your hands on your heart and ask your soul, you would realize that very many times you would want your leaking tap to be repaired, you would want your roof leaking getting repaired. But today, you, even when you, no offense meant to this marketplace that is created for the service industry, but today you need to have understanding who actually is standing on your door, right? Who's ringing the bell? So we devised a model which basically does a franchise outlet, which is a retail outlet as well as a service center. And the end point who's trained is the people like you all who are franchisees. They get trained in all building materials and services, and they deliver to the end consumer. Coming down to how we achieved this journey successfully, I think this was a gray area in this country. Today in the Western world, buy and build or home centers are very much prevalent, and they're doing very good business. It's a viable business for the franchisees, for the channel partners. As I was talking before we got onto the stage to Mike, and Mike agreed with me too. Mike said that today these are the basic necessities and we need to address them. So service industry with material, reliable material, where today the marketplace can be created, but end consumer today in our industry looks for touch and feel or how it looks. So they have the feasibility of coming down to franchisee, DBC care, look at the material, know who is the applicator who's coming or who's the service personnel who's coming to their doorstep, and then that's how the business rolls. So yes, social media was really helpful with all the credentials and all the testimonials we got for our good work, and the corporate clients who always stood by us. So it's been a nice journey, and we're growing, and we look forward to growing further. We're targeting almost around 200 franchisees, and the team is bang on to north of India now. We covered franchisees in Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, and now we're coming up to north of India, providing 360-degree building care solution.